Very ano sa Andy, energetic. Kapag may ibon na maliliit, makita niya, nako. That's Hello. Hello guys, welcome back to another vlog. It's Oliver Cagas. Titingin si Busko, Busko to sa akin. So ngayon nandito tayo sa Stockholm, Sweden ulit. Dito tayo sa city. But ngayon po sa vlog na to or mamaya ay pupunta kami, ay mag-sightseeing kami, sakay kami nung bus na pinakita ko nung nag-vlog ako. So ngayon, sasakay kami nung nagbabook na kami online kasama si Andy at saka si Busko at Busko to. Pero si Andy ay libre, sabi nung sa online. May maliit na kalye. Ito siya. Wow. Dito tayo. Ito kayo dito kasi pinipilahan siya ba. Ito mga restaurant ka guys. Yan si boss. Si boss kuman. Ito ba pinipilahan siya. Ove, was ist das denn da hida? Warum viele Leute? Ah, ice. Kaya pinipilahan kasi ice. Kasi nga ang weather ngayon ay da. Ich wollte kein Eis heute, aber vielleicht später. What is that? Hä?
Ja, natürlich.
Was ist das, bitte?
LPs, Langspielplatten.
This one?
Ja.
Ah, okay.
So, das sind die Hüllen.
That was, you have,
Ein Auto.
you had that before, no? Bakit may auto dito sa gitna? Sa kalye talaga, oh. Kung saan maraming tao, may auto din. Siguro dito din siya nakatira, no?
Die kosteten damals so 20.000.
Baka may apartment siya dyan, tapos may parking ba dyan ang parking. Kaya gano'n nangyayari. Yeah. So, ngayong sa vlog na to ka, guys, ay mag-sightseeing kami. What is the name? Ocean? This bus? Ocean Tour? Ocean Tour. Du weißt nicht? Okay.
Altstadt.
Altstadt. But we will ride a bus, no? Bus, später. Bus. No?
Amphibienbus.
Yeah, later, oder? So, sasakay kami mamaya ng bus. Kasi, para mag-sightseeing at maipakita natin ang kagandahan dito sa Sweden. At lahat ng kanilang mga magagandang tanawin pa na hindi pa namin nakita. So, later po. But before that, pakita ko muna to sa inyo. Ayan. Kasi hindi pa naman tayo nakasakay. Grabe yung mga ano nila, no? You know. Wow! Ayan, may sakyan ulit. Ngayon ka guys ba? Kasi nga, mainit ngayon. Tapos sabi ni boss ko man, sabi ni Oliver, yan ang suotin mo, sleeveless. Mas lalong mainitan ka dun. Sabi ko, okay lang yan, boss. Ngayong araw lang naman to para iba ang suot natin, di ba? Okay lang ba ang style natin ngayon, guys? Okay lang ba ang ating OOTD? Magpa-picture tayo mamaya dito sa magandang tanawin at magandang lugar para meron tayo pang post sa Instagram at saka Facebook, di ba? Ganun lang yan, guys. Kasi kailangan natin, I mean, aside from doing vlogs or videos, kailangan natin magpa-picture kasi nga para may remembrance, pwede natin ipa-laminate, di ba? Pwede palakihin talaga ba? Ilagay natin sa bahay. Sa kwarto natin. Kaya kailangan natin na picture na magandang tanawin talaga. Oo. Tingnan natin si boss. It's so way. Wala pa sila. Sus. Naghintay kami kay boss. Bumili lang pala siya ng ice.
Okay, so 30 back. Are you sure? That's 3 kroners. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Have a nice day.
You too. Naghanap kami kay boss ko kung saan siya. Dito lang pala siya sa may ice kasi bumibili siya ng ice dito, oh. Thank you, boss. Tapos ang bait lang ni boss ko ka guys kasi yung babae walang sukli iba. Wala nang 3 crowns. Kasi may 3 crowns. Sabi ni boss, okay na lang. Tip na lang daw niya. Tip parang sa amin, prinkled. Super natuwa ang babae. Sabi niya, ay, thank you so much. Sabi ng babae, bait talaga. Ang bait talaga to si boss ko to. Palagi nagbibigay ng tip. Kahit centavos na kagas, kahit 1 euro, 2 euro, 3 euros. Ibibigay na lang yan nila kagas. Hindi sila di ba sa atin, kunin talaga natin yung iba, di ba? Kasi sayang din po sa kanila. Doesn't matter na lang daw. Kasi it helps daw sa kanila. Uy, Andy, do you want to eat? Eat. Uy. Thank you, Boss Kuan. Kakain lang muna kami ng ice kagis. Kain po tayo kasi maganda ang weather ba? Guys, dito tayo sa area na to. Tapos na po kaming kumain ng ice cream. Ice drop. Yan mga boys natin. Aso. At ito oh. Ito naman ay ano dito? Stampen. Ayan. Ito kung gusto mo magpatato, meron sila dito oh. Tattoo. Tattoo. Sige. Dito po yun guys. Si Andy at si Egbert. Ayan. May gate. Merong ibon. Ayan. Very sa Andy, energetic. Kapag may ibon na maliliit, makita niya, nako. Andy. Come Andy, here. Yan, dito tayo oh. Ito, maliit na kalye no, kaya daming tao ba? Tingnan niyo po. Dito na tayo pupunta. Dito na area. Ayan, nakakita din ako ng flag ng Sweden. Ito. Hanap tayo ng flag. Wala, ang ganda ng jackets na to oh. At may mga bag-bag oh. Ayan. May maliit na kalye din dito oh. Ito si Lord Nelson. Ito mga souvenirs. Yeah. Kribra higien. Ha? So pasok lang ako dito guys ha, kasi may bilhin ako. Ayan, may binili po ako dito kanina ng mga magnetic para sa ating mga friends. Friends with a benefit. Joke lang. Ayan. Dito tayo. Uy, magkapatid. Twins sila, twins. Nakita ko. Ayan, dito tayo. Sa area na to guys. Wow, si Boss Kuan muna nagbitbit kay Andy. Ang galing lang. Hala oh. I love Swedish boys. Charot-charot talaga tong Swedish, no? Yan. Ala, gustong-gusto ko tong ganito guys ba? Ito mga ganyan, mga pulsiras. Mga bracelet, gustong-gusto ko yan. Kaya meron akong ganito, tingnan nyo. Yan.
I also want from me.
What's that here?
Magnetic.
Yeah, tollish. Ala, gustong-gusto ko yung mga ganyan, oh. Huy, Diyos ko. Nakakatakot ito si Madre. Yan. Gifts and souvenirs. Oh, ang daming tao dito guys. I'm happy na kasi palagi ko nagsabi kina boss na magbili ako ng magnetic kasi ibigay ko natin sa mga friends natin. So, yun ang gift natin, pasalubong ba no? Yun naman talaga, kung nasa ibang bansa kailangan meron kang pasalubong. I mean, bibili ka ng magnetic ba? Para makita mo na, uy, nakapunta ko dito na lugar. Di ba? Sabi ko sa inyo. Ayan, wait lang ba kasi paano tayo? Ayan tayo, guys. Yeah! Nandito pa rin kami sa area na to. Super, yung paglalakbay namin, super slow ba? Para makita namin side by side kung ano ang mga paninda nila. Baka meron kami magustuhan. At mabili talaga namin, no? Ito ay waffle. Ayan. Kaya guys. Alam nyo ba na ang Sweden is the city of Vikings? So ngayon alam nyo na. So thank you, Oliver. Ano yung Vikings, Oliver? Google mo, te. Tingnan nyo po ang ginagawa ni boss ko. So, akala niya may tubig pero walang lumalabas. No water. No water. Akala niya may tubig ba? Kaya ganun niya. Ano yata to? Kapot ba? It's broken na pala to. Kaya walang lumalabas. Matatawa ka talaga kay boss ko to, no? Yan. Wow. Ayan, ang ganda nito, oh. Ito guys, oh. Ang ganda nito na picture, no? Wow. Ayan. Uy, may ano, langgam. Langgam is ibon pala, ibon. Na langgam na noon. Baka sabihin nyo, ano yung langgam, Oliver?
Du stehst hier und ich stehe da.
Yung langgam sa amin ay naglalakad. Yung langgam mo ay lumilipad na. Ibon po pala. Meron namang tourist group of people, oh. Ayan.
Jetzt ist Schluss.
Ito sila. Nag-away yung dalawa. Ito mga restaurant. Shen. Nagpa-music siya. Sige boss, ikaw lang muna magbitbit kasi parang ngayon ka palang nagbitbit ba?
Ja.
Here?
Links hoch.
Links hook. So dito tayo. Ganda. La. The scenery ka guys is so stunning, no? Nag-stunning talaga ba ang mga buildings na very maganda rin talaga ang buildings dito, no? Ang bongga talaga sa Sweden ka guys, hindi talaga magpakabog ang Sweden, ah. Pero din dito, oh. Alam nyo ang Sweden, hindi talaga magpakabog. Bongga. Bongga ka Sweden, bongga ka. Ayun yung talaga magpakabog, ha? Ayan sila boss. Yeah. Woo! Saan si boss kuwan? Doon pala sa dulo, oh. Ayan. Na-late ka na boss kuwan. Ito ka guys, oy. Itong nag-iisang may balcony dito. Tingnan nyo dito. Ba, walang balcony? Diba wala? Ito. Pero siya, meron siya. Nag-iisa lang talaga. Dito, tingnan nyo. Walang balcony, diba? Ayan. Dito tayo. Yudiska Museum. Yan. Dito tayo. So, there's Andy naman. Yan ka guys, oh, binasa ni Libuskuhan. Si Andy. Andyan ako kanina. Nagpalit kami. Binasa ko si Andy ngayon. Binasa din nila. Ayan. Para mabugnawan si Andy ka guys, no? Para ma-calm down ba? Cool down. Ayan. Kasi super init. Kailan siyang basain konti. Ayaw niya uminom ng tubig. Pinainom namin. Ayaw niya uminom.
Mignon.
Ngayon, ayan.
Ngayon.
Ang ganda dito, oh.
Wow.
Andy ha, nice. Basa na siya, oh. Basa na siya. Andy, are you basa? Are you wet? Wet na wet. Wet na siya. So, dito tayo. Oh, ang sweet. Hub Fomf. Yan. Marami mga ito mga ano, ay mga PDA. PDA. Dito tayo maglakad, be. Kuya ni sa ante mo lang tindog. Anding. So ngayon ka guys, naghihintay po kami na sasakyan. Ang pangalan po nun ay ocean bus. Why is it called ocean bus? Because in 30 minutes we'll go in the water, no? 30 minutes in the water and the 30 minutes is in the land. So, ayan. 1 hour po mag-sightseeing kami dito. 30 minutes by land and 30 minutes by water. Opo. So, kami...
10 minutes for sinking.
10 minutes is... The London Bridge is sinking. It's falling down. So, dito naghihintay na po kami. Ayan po guys. Yan po ang sasakyan namin. Ito na po yung may malaking bunganga. Malaking ngipin na yan. Diyan po kami sasakay. Uy, nagpalakpak naman sila. Nagklap-klap kasi masaya ang biyahe, day.
People are ready.
Ayan. People are wet. Wet daw. Wala, oo. Mabasa ka talaga pala, no? Yan na po. Diyan kami sasakay. Lalabas lang po sila. Kugmaris music. Waterloo. Spoon Aba. Diyan kami sasakay ka, guys. Pero bawa muna silang lahat. At si Andy. Andy is waiting. Ayan. Ito yung captain nila ka, guys. Captain.
I'd rather I would finish the day on the last tour with you guys.
Okay, yes. We can get
How many Swedish people do we have in this group? A few. Okay. Mostly international. Now, I'm going to start boarding families with children. So you children there in the middle, come up front. You in the back, come all the way to the front, please.
Yung may baby daw ay mauna. Wow, maganda dito, no?
Are we full bus? And we have a dog, yes. We're gonna start with the dog in a moment, okay? All right? How many people are you with the dog? 3. Are you 3? Yes, right. Okay, if everyone listens up, please. Families.
May aso daw mauna. Come, go first. Andy. That's good.
Come, you're gonna be in the middle. And you can take your backpack off here as well.
Yung may aso mauna. So may aso kaming mauna magsakay. Wow! Dito po kami sasakay, guys. Special seat with a dog.
Yeah, that would be good. And take your backpack off and place it here as well, all right? Okay. Hey.
Ayun na po sila, guys. Sasakay na po yan silang lahat. Ayan. Ayan. Dito na
Are you
sila.
free? Please come here.
Andyan sila, boss. At
I have one seat.
ayan si boss at si... Ang mga boss natin andyan at si Andy andyan.
Sorry.
At ako nag-isa dito kasi dalawa lang upuan.
Huh?
Si Andy.
Can you take 2 here and 1 here? Yes. Thank you.
Ayan. Ito na po tayo. I'm so excited ba sa mangyayari ngayon sa tour natin. Diba?
And that is because of 2 reasons. And that is when we go into the water, we will become a boat. And we're not allowed to be strapped in, and we're not allowed to have any seatbelts on them, because that is against the law and the regulations. And see, we can do a bigger splash in a little while. Now, Swedish people, raise your hands. All right, thank you. You will understand this. I have this wonderful guide, but in English it's really funny. I'm sorry. Her name is Funny, and she is funny.
Yan, nagsa-start na po kami, guys.
Our captain was like, don't forget to present me this time, but I just did, right? We know his name, PA. So here we have the National Stage, the Royal Dramatic Theatre. And although founded in 1778, this building wasn't built until the early 1900s. And this is the pinnacle of culture. Inside you will find 6 stages. The biggest one has 770 seats. Inside, you will also find something called the Royal Box. What's that? The Royal Box? Well, that's of course where the king and queen sits, and it's located so that the audience can see the royalty better than the royalty can see the actual show. Tough time thinking in Sweden. And now we are driving on Birger Jarlsgatan. Birger Jarl, the founder of Stockholm in 1252. Today this is the high street of fashion. Here you'll find brands such as Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Prada, Burberry, Burberry, Strawberry, Raspberry, Halle Berry. All types of berries.
Yeah.
I know nothing about that sort of stuff, but what I do know is that now we're heading down toward the nightclub mecca of Stockholm, Stureplan.
Ito na yung famous restaurant dito.
Under the 1920s,
Yeah.
two guys
Famous
met here during
restaurant
a
dito sa
party and creft
Sweden.
soda and decided, probably after a couple of snaps, let's create a car together. This car later became Volvo, and that is the reason why Volvo each year treats employees with crayfish in August. Så välkomna till Stureplan, mina damer och herrar. Ord så som vaskning, traskning, mäklarbricka, stekar och brätar. Ord som ni ska kunna som rinnande vatten här. Jag hinner omöjligt gå igenom alla dessa vitala begrepp.
Guys, hindi na ako magsasalita ha. Kasi makapiright ako. May music kasi sila.
Stekarna har satt ihop sina fingrar själva medan braten använder
So yung babae na lang
Här blir man bindad om
magsalita. Kasi kayo nakakaalam dito sa
To your left, that's the Royal Library, Kungliga biblioteket. And this building was finished in the late 1800s. However, the latest addition to the building you can't quite see. In the 1980s, 5 stories were added underground to make room for all the books. Why so many books? Well, it's a library. But also in 1661, it was decided that all publishers needed to send at least 1 copy to the library. This was so that they can monitor everything being published in the country. So inside that building, you'll find at least 1 copy of everything ever published in Sweden since 1661. And this park to your left, that's Humlegården. Humle means hops, and hops is the main ingredient in what? Does anybody know? It's beer, our captain's favorite. And that's exactly what we used to grow here back in the days, hence the name, Hops Yard. And straight ahead here we have we have a tower with a green clock on it. That is the Olympic Stadium. Stockholm hosted the Olympics in 1912, and this is today the oldest still in use Olympic Stadium in the world. And now we're driving on Karlavägen in the area of Östermalm. Öster means east, so we're now in the east part of the city. And this used to be Stockholm's slum area up until the late 1800s. Today it is one of the most exclusive residential areas in the country. Most buildings around us were built in the late 1800s, early 1900s, and it was already then decided that this should be a more posh neighborhood. This you can see on the architecture. You can see that the windows are a little bit bigger and the buildings a little bit higher than in the rest of the city. Välkomna till den Riverland, mina damer och herrar. Vi åker just nu på Östermalms paradgata, Karlavägen. En av 4 gator i Stockholm med en trädallé i mitten. Och Östermalm, det brukade vara Stockholms slumområde fram till slutet av 1800-talet. Idag är det andra bullar, det vet ni. Biggest splash this week. Everybody a big round of applause for our captain.
Yeah! Dito na kami sa tubig. Dito na kami sa tubig. Hi! Si Andy. Si Andy. Dito kami sa tubig. Hi! Sama natin. Wow! Kanina nasa by land kami, ngayon naman by water.
To your left we have another ocean bus. Let's wave to them, guys. Hello!
I don't know that.
Busko 1, Busko 2, hello!
Museum, because there you will find one of the biggest rooms in Sweden, churches excluded. And this red building to your left, that's the Vasa Museum. Sweden's most known tourist attraction, after Ocean Museum, of course. And inside you will find the regal shipwreck of Vasa. And the mast in the middle is actually the same height as the original, 52 meters. And that's exactly why she sank. She was too high, too big, and too narrow. Kind of like the boat you're sitting in right now. The year was 1628. Vasa went that way on her way to Poland. And she made it just around the bend by the amusement park before she sank on her maiden voyage, Sweden's first submarine. She remained on the bottom of the sea for over 300 years before Anders Franzén was able to find her, so that we could take a look at the only existing ship from the 1600s. She's it. There's no other. Om man hade låtit göra ett stabiliseringstest på Vasa när hon låg på tid i slottet. Man lät då 30 man springa fram och tillbaka på övre däck för att se hur hon rörde sig i vattnet. Och redan efter 20 enkla gånger var man tvungen att avbryta testet, för redan då höll Vasa på att kantra. Amiralen Karl Fleming sa: ja, man ska nog inte ut mot kriget på Polen, men krigarkungen Gustav II Adolf insisterade. Och sen vet vi ju hur det.
These skies have a different light, white noise that keeps me up at night. I can't help but think back to you. I wish that I could find a face that I would recognize. I replay the memory of you. It's been hard, you know I wanted to stay, caught us off guard, but there was no other way. Did you wait? 'Cause I've been counting the days, and I'm calling up to say I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. And I know that it's time overdue, but I'm coming home. I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. And I know that it's time overdue, but I'm coming home. Hold on to my embrace, this time I promise it won't break. I'm hoping that things haven't changed. Life took us far apart, but it never took away my...
No? Inga gissningar? Alright. When these villas were built in the early 1900s, almost all of them were privately owned. Today, only 2 of them are not foreign or state-owned. And the one to the left of the white one here, that was in 2001 the most expensive home ever sold in Sweden. And the white one is the only one that had the same owners as was built. That's the UK residence. You can kind of see the English church peeking up here behind. If you ever have time, I highly recommend taking a stroll here at Djurgården to your right. It's very beautiful. Classic school field trip. The teachers love it. So other than this, it's mostly embassies. We have US, the UK, Saudi Arabia, South Korea, Turkey, and now you might be wondering, but funny, where's the Norwegian Embassy? Hello, show me the Norwegian Embassy. Det som sker är att propellen skjuter oss framåt till kaptenen känner botten och förhoppningsvis...
Ngayon, babalik na po kami sa lupa.
Inte för att skrämma
Yan.
eller något, men
Tapos na kami sa tubig, by water. Ngayon naman sa lupa naman.
So now, it's crucially important that you all hold your thumbs and cross your fingers, okay? In Sweden, we hold our thumbs instead of crossing your fingers. So will you do that for me? Yeah?
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't know what might happen. Good, good. Okay, very important. Yes?
Tapos na kami sa tubig. So dito na kami. Hello.
looks like half of you will be stuck in the water. Cross your fingers now, guys. And we made it. Everybody, big round of applause for our wonderful captain.
Good job, good job.
So welcome back to land, my friends. We're now driving on Strandvägen, and you might have discovered that I can't dance and that I have a terrible sense of rhythm. So this is actually one of the most exclusive addresses in the country. It took the city planners of Stockholm about 40 years to pass Strandvägen because they wanted each building to look like a palace in itself. A visionary man once said in the mid-1800s that this could be such an esplanade of beauty that it might be hard to find elsewhere in Europe. And I have to say, I don't think he was very far off. The construction of Strandvägen started in 1862 and it was ready for Stockholm's World Open Fair in 1898. And the apartments are big today, but they were even bigger back then. Around 20 rooms to have room for all their help and assistance. Så de skulle ha plats för sömmerskor, städare, kockar. Detta var alltså innan ROT och RUT-avdraget. And on the street, many celebrities have lived. I wonder, does anybody recognize? No. Set was a hit machine in the early 90s. They sold 75 million albums and ranked #1 on the US Billboard list 4 times. Scandinavian record to date. If you enjoyed it, if you did, you're very welcome to leave us a tip in this hat. We would be very grateful. We love all currencies. I'm going to put it right here on this chair here. Right there. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you're also very welcome to rate us. In that case, my name is Fanny and the captain's name is PA. However, if you didn't like it, then my name is Jane and this is Tarzan. I hope you have a wonderful evening exploring the capital of Sweden.
Tapos na po, pauwi na kami. 1 minute to go. At baka labas na kami dito. Tapos una sa likod ko lang. Bye, Fanny! Bye, thank you!
Springa bort och se.
Thank you, Busko. Si Busko nagbigay ng 20 crowns. 20 crowns na tip.
Tip.
Yeah. And
How many
how do you feel? You like it?
It's very good.
It's very good, no?
It's very good.
There's a lot
Great
of
journey.
there's a lot of history here.
Yes, also.
Yeah. Do you know Abitsi?
Huh?
Abitsi.
What?
The singer Abitsi.
ABBA.
No, don't wait. Always make me up when it's all over. No, he grew up here and he studied here. Yeah. Si
If
Abitsi.
we are eating something like the last days, I need new clothes.
Bye.
Here.
Yan.
Andi ist auch zufrieden, wieder aus dem Boot raus zu sein.
I can take Andy. I can bring Andy, okay? Andy, come here. So ako lang muna magdala kay Andy ka, guys. Maya na lang ako mag-vlog.